Hey guys, Chris here. Hopefully you've had a great start to the new year. But for today, we're going to talk about a new update for PS2 New Genesis, the winter event, and everything surrounding that. For this is pretty much just wrapping up the month of January, giving you a ton of opportunities to build up your Meseta, build up items, or just get more powerful before the big update on January 31st. We're going to be getting some new gear and new levels, all that kind of stuff. But to start us off with this here, there is a new shop, kind of just like the previous two seasonal events, where you'll find a number of items inside. So with this, it's just the usual fanfare of more tickets, more cosmetics, and the very cool weapons that we've already seen, same kind of upgrades, all of that. A refresh, pretty much. One thing that is new, though, is this exchange middle section at the same NPC. You can take Photon Chunk 2As and 2Bs to get pre-upgraded Verschmel's weapons, among other things. These are better than the ones that you can find in that Growthman exchange, where these start at Fixa Termina level 2 instead of just level 1 or nothing, and have all the LC augments on them. Potential level 6, plus 60, but limit broken to plus 80. So a lot of things going for this. I would highly recommend going for these if you're still using some lower rarity gear or the Argenti series, because these are just going to beat that outright if you get this to plus 80, which should be easy to do. Just need to get those gold prim 2s. But do keep in mind that on January 31st, there will be the Return to Kavaris update where we're going to have new gear and higher level. So this may be eclipsed by something that is also easy to obtain, but this is pretty much just free anyways, and will be some sort of baseline going into that new content. But also with this, because all of these are at Fixa Termina 2, this can allow for easy enhancement in the item lab to get higher and higher fixes. I've heard already people getting Fixa 5s out of these pretty easily, because every single weapon you can get up to 5 times. So that's just 5 times how many weapons there are in the game. That's quite a bit of tries, even though it's typically at a low % chance. But also with this month, we have a higher chance to enhance Fixas, among other things that we'll talk about later. But for the rest of the stuff in the shop, it's pretty much just like other little things. Like this Ajax armor here, which does have Fixa Guard level 5, which is good for damage resistance. But other than that, this gets outshined by the Octo armor in the Growthman exchange with its potency and all that. So I don't know if I'd really use this besides maybe like a free gear for dual quests. Just replace these with Defi augments. But honestly, you can pretty much skip on this unless you're really hurting for more damage resistance. There's also gold prim 2s for both armor and swords if you need more of those. Arms refiners, as well as exchanging regular minerals for these Photon Chunk 2As and Bs. So you can take your Monatite, Dulamite, Trinite, whatever, mix and match, 25 a pop, to get these Photon Chunk 2s. But do keep in mind that you only can do up to 40 of each for the event. But that can easily get you the rest of the items in here, or you can save it for potential level 6 on new pieces of gear coming out. That's the last of the stuff in here, but some of you may have noticed that you don't have this tab, at least not right away. You actually have to unlock it by doing the seasonal events quest line by the same NPC. It is easy to do though, because the first part you just need to kill 30 seasonal enemies, which you can do easily enough just by going to like rank 1 for Temp Elnoth and just slaughtering them there. For the second portion of the quest, you need to get Photon Chunk 2As and 2Bs. This can easily be done by the Randomite, which makes a return for this event as well, which you can find all across the Retem region. You can find some of them next to Mags, some of them by Ryuka devices, other little mineral spots. I'll put a map on screen showing all of the locations that have been discovered. If you already hit all the Randomite for the week, though, because they do spawn on a weekly basis, and do it prior to this part 2 of the quest line, you're not out of luck, because you can still go after the Mayanin spots, which spawn daily in Aleo and Retem, and give you either one of the Photon Chunk 2s based on which one it is, or you can also do the Urgent quest. Some of those give Photon Chunk 2s, and even a new LTQ can give you some of them. Speaking of the limited time quest, as always, you can find it in the quest counter with the first tab. And then this time it is the Chilliest Chase. This is a new one where you're chasing after a Yeti Geo across the Kavaris region, mainly with the floating board and also attacking it in between sections. But for this, you have to work against the clock, killing enemies as fast as possible to gain more time, and also killing specific tames to get even more time added on top. Overall, I find this one more enjoyable because it is a pretty quick quest that rewards you for that time, and you can find secret routes along the way with the floating board sections to get extra bonuses. For the rewards, there's a good spread. The first time that you clear it, you get a guaranteed 10 Winter Special Scratch tickets. And then every run, you get up to 30,000 seasonal points based on the rank that you get at the end. For other drops, you get Arms Refiners, Growth Mint, Photon Chunk 2s, among other minerals. But specifically, you do get Crisp Kavaris meat, which should be useful once we return to Kavaris at the end of the month. There is a chance at Flugel Guards as well as the Octo Armor Arga Belta Sheza variants, but I wouldn't rely on getting those too much as those are pretty rare. And I also wouldn't really worry about it either because once we do return to the Kavaris like I've been talking about, there will be a new rarity of armor, 9-star armor, as well as new 10-star weapons to kind of chase after, so I don't know how valuable these will be, especially when that comes around. Besides that, there is a new daily for clearing the limited time quests, which gives you a reward box medal December 23, which is used for the box that's been happening for the past few weeks. You used to get the medals from killing captains every day, but that is now gone because that Captain Rappy Spot event is now done. There is no farming for that anymore. So then you may notice, because the previous few weeks actually gave you a winter ticket for doing the LTQ instead of a medal, you now see that there is no daily for getting a ticket. The reason why that is changed is because now when you do an urgent quest, you can actually get a winter ticket to drop every single time you do one when they appear. This can go for any of the ranks, any of the quests that are out there, because I've tried it out where I've done a rank 1 of Darkfall's Interception, and even though it doesn't say it here, it still does give you a ticket. And also part of this campaign, for all urgent quests, you get a 200% RDR boost, 200% drop item preset skill rate boost, and also have a chance at Flugel Guards in certain urgent quests that you otherwise wouldn't. I'm not sure if this Flugel Guard portion is also like the winter ticket, or maybe you can get the Flugel Guard in the lower ranks too, but I can't say for sure. Also part of this campaign, though, is a urgent quest schedule, so if you want to go out and do ones at specific times shown on the website, you can do that. And I'll put a link down below for you guys to go right to this. But for other campaigns going on, there is a Super Genesis Festival Part 3, so continuation of what's been going on, which gives more boosters and boosts to help you with enhancement. In the item lab, you'll get a boost to enhancement success rate plus 90%, which is on top of the 10%, guaranteeing great successes every time you're enhancing. A 10% boost to preset skill enhanced success rate, so making fixes a little bit easier to upgrade. Augmentation success rate plus 10%, so easier augmenting, as well as a set of discounts for both limit breaking and multi-weaponing, so good all around for all equipment. Next, there are some gifts that will be given out if you just log in before the 31st that you can claim in the receive campaign items in the system menu, where you get end color change passes, preset skill enhanced success rate plus 15% consumables, which you can use either now during the other additional boost or save it for later for better gear in the future. And then you also get a build part Super Genesis Festival poster. Then there's also another campaign which is attached to this, which goes into more detail on another article, called the Super New and Returning Arcs Call to Arms campaign. For this, they want you to post your online Arcs ID, which can be generated on this same page, onto Twitter with the hashtag NGS Super Genesis Festival to try to get users to join or return to New Genesis. And if 5,000 people between the JP and global versions do this, then everybody receives cosmetics based on the old PSO2 character, Hitsugi, where you can get a emote, weapon camo, and other little stuff at a later date. For one other little campaign centered around the Central Comics, there's a login bonus where if you log in this week, you get the build part Central poster, and then next week you can get another poster based on this. But for the last stuff, there is a couple of scratches in game that you can scratch on. One is the Modish Winter 24 AC scratch, which has a ton of casual outfits for both Type 1 and Type 2, which, because we don't get too many casual outfits in this game, I think is going to be quite popular. And maybe not for Type 1, but for Type 2, it's definitely going to be expensive to try to get multiple of these things, or even just one of these outfits. But also, there's the motion changes that could be expensive with, like, the sitting, or, like, the wave idol. Idols are usually expensive, and then just the emotes, and then there's also the weapon camo, but that's only for swords, so maybe not as expensive as other weapon camos that have multiple options. But I've also seen some of these other things expensive, like the extensions here can be quite expensive for people that want to mold their hair to be a different way. And then just some of these other ones too, like the energy balls and whatever. But this should be a quite popular scratch, and if you wanted to try to make some Meseta besides using these cosmetics, this could be a good option for you. For the other scratch, it's a repeat one, the SG support item select. It's pretty much the same as the other iterations that have happened, where you can get upgrades towards your gear, like S augments, which are guaranteed 100% augments, but they're just not tradable in the player market. And then also fix enhanced success rates and fix skill item protects, which basically allows easier enhancement in the item lab. But the main draw of this is trying to go for the scratch count bonuses, I think, and dropping a ton of star gems to try to deplete you of it, is what SEGA's trying to do, where they're trying to get you to go for these 50 times and 90 times for the 100% guarantee fix enhancement, so you don't have to worry about it failing at all and losing a material weapon. But also at the 95 times, just 5 more than this, you get a preset skill enhanced substitute where you don't even need that material weapon. So, like, if you're trying to go for a fix of 5 with the fix of 4 thing already, you don't need another fix of 4. So combine this with this, get a guaranteed up to fix of 5, which is absolutely huge, especially for super rare gear like Flugel Guard or whatever we get in the future. That is everything for this week, though, and pretty much the remainder of January. There will be some other AC scratch tickets. There will be a 7 Deadly Sins collab coming up soon, but the majority of January is going to be this winter event. It's not until January 31st where we're going to get a new level increase, new gear, all that kind of stuff. So if you're not really in the mood to kind of build up your resources, maybe upgrade a little bit, then I would just wait until then to really get back into playing. What I'm going to be doing personally is building up my resources, but specifically building up some of the better augments that we currently have, but not using it for myself, but saving it to sell to others that are going to try to min-max when we get the new gear. Trying to take advantage of the market increasing in price to make a lot of Meseta to then buy pretty much whatever I want. Let me know what you guys are planning on doing, though, and what you think of this winter event. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.